Destined Rivals pre-releases are this weekend. It has been super quick since the turnaround of Journey Together, but as always, I'm going to dive into this thing, crack the packs, and edit my 40 card deck to the best I can to see how I can place at my local pre-release event. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to the channel once again. Stupid here, and it is, as always, my favorite time, pre-release time. This time we are locking into the Destined Rivals, the last Scarlet and Violet main series set to our knowledge, so considering we're moving into Mega Pokemon territory very, very soon. And this has some awesome cards in here, and we're going to dive in and see how I would edit this 40 card semi-randomized deck with the booster packs included. Of course, before you go to a pre-release, make sure you have your player ID. You find an event on the Pokemon.com event locator, and you bring some dice and your deck box and, you know, some sleeves of some sort. I've got some Dragon Shields ready to go for whatever deck I would end up sleeving up out of this. But hey, let's just dive on in and see what we can rip into on this beautiful build and battle kit. And of course, you know, I read the comments. YouTubers never open anything with a knife or a sharp object. That's right, I'm going to use a USB Wi-Fi dongle to demolish this box to get into it. I read the comments. The most ridiculous comment, you know, maybe I'll open my box next time with something along those lines. All right, but we have the plastic wrap off. Let's pop the top on the little convertible box here. And we have our insert, and ooh, we have the Ethan's Typhlosion build and battle, as of course we have our 4 booster packs, all with different artwork. We'll set those aside and we'll go over the set contents. Of course, here is the build and battle tips. Whose side are you on? Pokemon trainers, be on high alert. The nefarious Team Rocket is... I'm kidding. All right. Anyways, though, here is the set list. We'll go through this nice and casually here. 244 cards. I will go ahead and bring it up a little bit closer to the camera here so you guys can get a much better look. I know I'm going to block off the right side, but I will just slowly pan through this so you can get an idea of what kind of cards you can pull from Destined Rivals. Yeah, 244. So there's a lot in here. All right, so let's just start back off, get this camera back in check for y'all, and dive into just this build and battle kit first and foremost. Now the pull tab doesn't want to pull for me here. There we go. And code cards aren't live just yet, so we'll go ahead and set that away. And then of course we have the Ethan's Typhlosion with Buddy Blast 40 plus, and we have Steam Artillery. I can't talk. Also to note, this is just the default artwork from the set. They didn't get the Black Star promo number. They do have the set stamp, but I don't know if you can really tell, but it's a Cosmos foil. It's a Cosmos foil card. So this is a little different. This is the first time in a very, 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 very long time that we're not getting unique Black Star promo pre-release cards. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little upset about it. But let's move along. We have our trainer tips. Looks like we're gonna get the Ethan side and the Misty's side in here. So we have Fire Energy, Water Energy, Super Rod, great reprint card. Ethan's Quilava. And the Ethan's Quilava here, ability bonded by the journey. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for an Ethan's Adventure card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Another fire. We have a Surfer, so it's a switch your active out, and then draw until you have 5 cards. We have Misty Starmie, 100 HP, stage 1, with Abrupt Flash for 60 plus. If this Pokemon evolved from Misty Starmie during this turn, it does 80 more damage. So 140 for 1 energy in pre-release is pretty good. Some water energy. We have Ethan Cyndaquil, 70 HP basic. Buddy Poffin to help us find said Cyndaquils. Another one there. Ethan's Adventure, the supporter reference in the Quilava. Search your deck for up to 3 in any combination of Ethan's Pokemon and basic fire energy cards. Reveal them, then put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. Pretty good. I assume we're going to get a couple copies of that. Here is the Staryu with Bubble Beam, 20, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. We have a Great Ball, another Cyndaquil, a rare candy, fantastic. More Staryu, fire, water, Misty's Gyarados, 180 HP. And this is a rare, so this is a non-holo foil variant that is in the Build and Battle kits. You have Splashing Panic for 1 water. It does 70 damage. You discard the top 7 cards of your deck, and this does 70 damage for each Misty's Pokemon that you discard in this way. Now, I think this Misty's deck in a full constructed standard format might be a fun rogue deck. However, in pre-release, you have to remember that you're playing with 40 cards, and 7 is a lot of your 40 cards. So I would be very careful with that Misty's Gyarados. We have a second Typhlosion. Again, same artwork. This one's a non-foil. Misty's Magikarp, 30 HP with the ability So Submerged. As long as this Pokemon is your bench, prevent all damage from effects of attacks. So that's pretty good. So this is safe from the menace of Dragapult. We have a second copy of Ethan's Adventure, a second Quilava, Professor's Research, more Staryu, Cyndaquil. We have a Nest Ball, great to find some basic Pokemon. Brock's Scouting, search for 2 basics or 1 evolution. A second Starmie, another Fire Energy. We have a Misty's Lapras. This one's got 110 HP with Swim Together. Search your deck for up to 3 Misty's Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. A third Ethan's Typhlosion, as well as 1 Water Energy. So it does 60 more damage for each Ethan's card in your discard pile. So ultimately, we're going to hope in our 4 booster packs to get more Ethan's cards or just more generic fire cards, and probably remove some of this Misty stuff. So we'll get this sorted out, but before we do that, I'll open the booster packs up next. This is what everybody wants to see. And we'll start right from the top with the Cynthia and Garchomp booster pack. Again, you'll have about a half an hour to build your deck, depending on the Pokemon professor that you have at your local league. We'll set the code card aside. We'll move the energy from the back up to the front and flip it around. So we've got a basic fighting. We have Team Rocket's Grimer, 80 HP, Corrosive Sludge. Team Rocket's Tarantula. We have another Misty's Magikarp. We have Ethan's Pichu, 100% free retreat, 30 damage for no energy and draw a card. This is 1000% going into our deck. Energy Recycler, shuffle up the 5 basic energy cards from discard pile into your deck. This is a fantastic reprint. We haven't had this in standard in quite some time now, so it's cool to see that. Probably going to go into the deck. Another awesome new card, Team Rocket's Watchtower. Colorless Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent, have no abilities. This might not be super impactful in pre-release format. However, in standard, this is going to turn off so many things like Noctowl's Jewel Seeking. We have Quick Search on Pidgeot EX. You have Runaway Draw on the Dunsparce, and there are other things still to be named. So a fantastic trainer card there. We have a Medicham. We have a reverse foil Dolive. Team Rocket's Venture Bomb, flip a coin. If heads, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If tails, put 2 damage counters on your active Pokemon. And we have our first hit. We have a Yanmega EX. I think this card's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if we'll be able to play it in our kit, but we have 280 HP with Buzzing Boost. Once during your turn, this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active spot, you may search your deck for up to 3 basic Grass Energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So for 3 grass and a colorless, it does 210, and then you move 3 energy from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. So if we pull some other grass stuff, let alone we pull the Yanma, maybe this is a route that we could take within our 40 card deck. We'll move along on to pack number 2. Of course, energy up to the front. And we have a basic metal. We have Team Rocket's Raticate, Aerocuda, Arven's Mashif, another Dolive, Team Rocket's Orbeetle. With Rocket Brain, as often as you like during your turn, you may move 1 damage counter from one of your Team Rocket's Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. We have a Mudsdale, Team Rocket's Proton. This is actually a really good supporter card. If you go first, you can play this, so it breaks the no turn 1 supporter rule if you're going first. You can search your deck for 3 basic Team Rocket's Pokemon, reveal them, then put them in your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So if we pull a lot of Team Rocket cards out of the next couple packs, maybe this is another route we could go. We have a Reverse Nose Pass, a Kangaskhan, and a Holo Ethan's Macargo. So another Ethan's card. I don't know if we'll be able to play it per se. We haven't pulled the Slugma, but we'll see what happens here. The ability Melt Away. If this Pokemon has no energy attached, it has no retreat cost, so it's a great pivot option. And then for 3 fire, it does Lava Burst 70 times. It discard up to 5 fire energy from this Pokemon. That does 70 damage for each card discarded in this way. So we have another Ethan's card as well as our Yanmega, and I don't think really too much else is beneficial for us in our booster pack. I am keeping an eye out for more Misties, Ethans, and maybe Team Rocket's cards. On to our next pack featuring Mewtwo and Giovanni. Get the code out of the way, energy up to the front. We've got a Darkness, we have Tauros, Marnie's Morpeko. This thing is absolutely cool. I wish we could play it in our deck, but it's not possible. 3 colorless, does Spiky Wheel for 20 plus. It does 40 more damage for each dark energy attached to this Pokemon. In standard, you're going to be able to load this up with the Marnie's Grimmsnarl. We have the Rocket's Larvitar with 1 energy, does 10, and discards the top card of your opponent's deck. We have Team Rocket's Blipbug. Look at one of your face down prize cards of your opponent. We have Shaman. This is a fantastic card, a new card printed here with the ability Flower Curtain. Prevent all damage to your bench Pokemon that don't have a rule box by attacks by your Pokemon. So anything that is not a rule box, so not an EX, or if we ever get anything else in the future again, like how Radiants were before they rotated, or Vs, so on and so forth, this will be able to protect those bench Pokemon from crazy things. So really cool card. We have another Ethan's Adventure, auto include into our deck. Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon. Search your deck for a basic fire energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And then you have Searing Flame for 2 fire and a colorless does 80, and then Burns. This is a maybe in our deck. We have Team Rocket's Blipbug as a reverse. We have another Misty's Gyarados, so maybe if we go that route. And then we have a holo rare Team Rocket's Sneasel, 80 HP to attack, scratch for 1 darkness. It does 20 damage. And then for 2 darkness, Strike the Sleeper. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counter on that Pokemon. Interesting. So we are getting some Team Rocket cards, but I think we're going to end up going the route of building around the Ethan stuff. So let's see what's in this final pack before I cut and construct my 40 card deck. Hoping for another cool hit out of here. We have a Cynthia's Gabite. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Cynthia's Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So really cool setup ability here. We have another Ethan's Quilava, another must include in our deck. We've got Team Rocket's Nidorina, Steven's Baltoy, Steven's Matang, Team Rocket's Nidoqueen. If a Pokemon that has Nidoking in its name is on your bench, it does 120 more damage. Interesting. We have Arven's Sandwich. Heal 30 from your active Pokemon. If it's an Arven's Pokemon, heal 100 instead. We have a reverse Tailo. And, oh, hello, we have a illustration rare Team Rocket's Raticate. And we pulled a regular version of this earlier, but this is absolutely adorable. All the rats running around. There's a little Rattata hiding over here. They're all up in the ceiling, just causing a muck. And behind it, we have a Team Rocket's Wobbuffet. And Rocket Mirror, move all damage comes from one of your bench Rocket's Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. So nothing we're going to be able to use there, but we did get 2 hits out of our 4 packs. I unfortunately can't use these in this deck, but we'll set those aside. And I think we're going to go, we didn't pull the Slugma, so we unfortunately really can't use the Macargo. Maybe play the Shaman, definitely play the Ethan's Adventure, maybe the Energy Recycler. And then I'm going to double back through my deck here, and then I will see what we can construct. So bear with me here. All right, and I am back with my 40 card deck. So I decided to rock the 4-3-3 Ethan's Typhlosion lineup. Of course, we want to use Buddy Blast for 1 fire energy to do 40 plus 60 more for every Ethan's Adventure in the discard pile. So effectively, if we get all 3 Ethan's Adventure in the discard pile, we're hitting for 60, 120, 180, 220, which should knock out most Pokemon in pre-release format. Additionally, I think if people do play the Typhlosion line, it's really good. So I did decide to leave in a 2/2 line of Misty Starmie for the Abrupt Flash. It does 60 plus 80 more if it evolved that turn. And for that, I'm only playing 3 basic water energy because I really don't want to use this, but it's an alternative attacker into this while they're establishing their board. Of course, I did throw in the Ethan's Pichu. It is a 30 damage, draw card, free pivot, free retreat every turn. Additionally, we have the Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon to accelerate energy from the deck onto another Pokemon, as well as potentially burn damage. I am playing the Arven Sandwich to heal. It heals only 30 since I'm not playing any Arven's Pokemon, but I could ultimately cut this for, say, a 4th water energy if I wanted to. And additionally, I am playing all of the other items that were in the 40 card kit. So the Brock Scouting, the Research, the Surfer for the supporters, and then of course the Rare Candy, Energy Recycler, Super Rod, Buddy Buddy Poffin, Nest Ball, and Great Ball. Between the Brock Scouting, the Ethan's Adventure, the Great Ball, the Poffin, and the Nest Ball, you shouldn't have a hard time finding Pokemon. And additionally, Ethan's Adventure can grab the fire energy that you need to accelerate onto your Pokemon. But this is where I would land with my 40 cards. And hopefully this helps you kind of get an idea of what you could pull from some of your packs and how to modify your deck. At this point, we really didn't add too much from outside of the 40 cards, but some of the other promo cards available this time around, there is a Team Rocket's Mimikyu, which attack copies Terra Pokemon, and there are no Terra Pokemon in this set. So hopefully if your promo card is the Mimikyu, you pull like the Giovanni's supporter card, which is effectively like a reprint of Guzma, lets you gust in and out. So it's at least a pivot Pokemon. Additionally, some of the other Pokemon as promos, I don't think are that great. So the Typhlosion is really just like the ultimate choice here. But that'll do it for me, of course. Hopefully, if you found this informative, helpful, entertaining, whatever, consider subscribing to the channel to support me on my adventures. If you're going to be at the North American International Championships, I will be there as a content creator, so come up, say hi, say hello. Of course, use all the links down in the description to find me on all social medias and all that nonsense. But I hope you have fun playing at your pre-releases this weekend. I generally love this format. It's the only time I really go out of my way anymore to go and play in a tournament setting, since I'm not chasing an invite this season, but I will definitely go out of my way to play in a pre-release because this is just super fun, and I would love to be able to use a deck just like this if I pulled one for my event. But that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love and peace out.